Judy Devereux wrote this book. They going back in time and changing your life. And you picked a time when it was bad, bad timing. And this one lady, her and this young man, very much in love, and but they didn't know. What they didn't know was that he was out there on this plantation, old farm, and he was there for a reason. He had to get a tan all over his body. His whole body had to be tanned because he was going undercover for the government. And so he couldn't tell anybody. Nobody knew about it. Couldn't tell anybody. So she goes to this bigger town with the old man that she was working for, and he was living at the same plantation. And when she got back, he was gone. Everything was gone. There was nothing left of him, just like he never been there. She never saw him again for 40 years. So in the story, people could send them back to the time they picked to change their life. Now this is it's a fantasy, really, but it gets interesting. And these three ladies go back in time to change their life. Two of them was married to men that didn't like them, and so it's interesting. And I got involved in the first lady's makeover, and so I got to reading, and I didn't realize it was so late. But that's what I've been doing. I've been reading late. But I'm still. I got one table that I want to rearrange and do, and then I've got all my furniture done, dusted and shaped up, and so just pattern, do as much as I can. And it gets starting so bad I have to lay down and let it rest for a little bit and then get up and do a little bit more. But Monday I'd like to do my laundry if nobody's doing laundry.
Why wait till Monday?
Well, I wanted, because normally I don't do it on the weekends because that's when Chris is home from school. Come to think of it, I don't have to worry about that now.
You can do your laundry today.
I wanted to leave the laundry open for him to do his clothes during the, for the next week. And so I think, well, I won't bother on the weekends.
Why not do it right now?
And so, if I can, I need to do my rugs. If I can get you to put them on the line for me.
Definitely.
I can get them washed, but they're desperate. They desperately need to be washed.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you, that rug that we had down here, that's out there, why is it not in use?
Because it doesn't have a bottom anymore. It slides across the floor.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. I paid a lot of money for that thing. Almost $100.
That's it? That's pretty cheap for a rug.
For a rug like that, that size?
Yeah, rugs.
Is it?
Those
the
big
one
area
I wanted
rugs
for
like
the living
that.
room was $129 over at Lowe's, and it was one that would match the curtains if I ever got the curtains up. But maybe this summer, when Chris is home, he can help. We could do some little things like that.
Yeah.
Because he's tall and.
Well, yeah,
And he can. And he's got, big, strong.
Once you and him get dressed, I'll put you guys to work. I'm gonna go get the chicken in the oven, and no, I'm gonna do the pie first. I want to get that pie in the oven.
Yeah.
We'll do an early lunch today, but I want you to get dressed. I want you to go with me to the meat market.
I wish I could.
There's no wish you could.
You don't know how much I'm hurting.
Grandma, you're hurting because you don't get out. You don't move around. You say, oh yeah, I get plenty of work, but you putter around your bedroom. You barely even leave your bedroom, and you wonder why you're so sore. You need to move your body. You need some sunshine. You need to get dressed.
Arthritis just doesn't work that way, Steve, unfortunately. I never thought, and yet I've seen Guy get out and put her in the yard, and the look on his face, the pain that he was in all the time. And when he passed, they called me, and they said, Guy's having a problem. We'd like you to get down here. And I had just gone home to gather everything up for him because he's supposed to get a private room. He was in this big round cardiac unit at Press there. And so I got down there, and they sent me into the conference room, and Dr. Idens came in, and he said, I'm sorry. He said, I worked on him. I massaged his heart for 20 minutes, because they were dear friends, lodge brothers and friends, and he followed Guy in line as master of the lodge, and I worked with him and helped him. And he said, I did everything I could. He said, I got him to open his eyes once. And then that's it. He says, I couldn't bring it back. And so he said, would you like to see him before he goes to the mortuary? He asked me where I wanted him to. I said, Strong Song's fine. That's where Cece was. And so he said, would you like to see him? And I said, yes, I would. So we went in to his little cubicle, it was. And to see the stress that was not there on his face, showed me how much pain he was in. And I never appreciated the fact that and he had rheumatoid arthritis. That's what Dr. Hand thought I had when she checked my hands. And but she said the blood test didn't show that I had rheumatoid, but well, anyway, I think that was one thing that now Mama for 9 years was pretty much like me now. After she lost Daddy, she got sick, and Pat went down and was staying with her. She just retired from the ABF. And so she stayed with her as long as she could, and she says, I gotta get out, Dorothy, I can't do it anymore. So I went down there, and then we moved up, and I got the house in Rio Rancho. But After seeing a guy like that and seeing the relief on his face, I do believe he must have looked 20 years younger. And then what they did at all the makeup and stuff at the mortuary, it wasn't the same as when I saw him there at the hospital. And so when Mama was more or less like me, she spent most of her time in her room, although she didn't do anything. Like she didn't do her laundry, she didn't dust or clean. She didn't do her showers. I did them for her, her hair, and really she just didn't do anything. But if I ever thought of complaining about it, the fact that, I wanted her to get out, I couldn't get her out on the patio, or anything. I thought of guy, and then if that's what you want to do, you just do that. Because I don't know how she hurt, I knew how she was before.
That sounds a lot like prison.
It is.
You hear stories about prison. The people with the longest sentences have less to lose, so they just do whatever they want, and the guards just the COs are just they've got nothing to lose, so why try to fight?
Yeah. Well, when you stop and think,
so you're saying God
you've
has
got a
imprisoned
lot
you.
more years behind you than you do ahead.
Grandma, I don't understand what that means for a second. God gives you every single day. It doesn't matter.
He gives you every day, and you get up and you thank Him for the day.
But do you do that when you say?
You must thank Him for the day. But here's another thing. With me, I'm pretty much of a loner. I've always been. Luther was retired, and he was a couch potato. And there were days when I'd say I could just handle no more, and I'd say, "You're going out today, aren't you?" And he says, "No, I hadn't planned to." I said, "You're going out today, aren't you?" And that's all I had to do. And he knew I had to have my time alone. Harvey and I are the two in my family that was like that.
Well, Grandma, I'm not asking for your whole day. I just want you to run one errand with me. You said you wanted a roast, and I want to buy you a roast.
I want to get a lot of things. That's why I was asking about the finances, because little things, like, where are you? Ooh, you been working? Anyway, like the allergy day, and I gotta get Deckers, and I want to get some vitamin C that's not chewable. That stuff is horrible. I take vitamin D and vitamin C every day, but that chewable vitamin C is awful. And just little things like that. Want to get me some more snacks, because I'm out.
What kind of snacks?
I was looking for a cookie yesterday and I couldn't find a single cookie.
What kind of cookies?
Anything, any kind of cookie. Yeah, I'm not picky. But...
Well, I was going to bake some cookies today while I've got the oven hot.
Yeah, I'll just take anything. Anyway, I was going to say, speaking of making that pie, that I wanted to make you and me together, because I'd have to have your help, to make that lemon chiffon
Okay.
pie. But I never had enough lemons because you have to get a bag. You know, it takes about 4 of them, I think.
All right.
Good morning.
Aw, missed it.
No, it's. I just finished mine. It might be cool enough for you.
There isn't any more of that.
What? Isn't that a cup full there?
No, it was an hour ago when I made it.
Oh. Yeah, it's been an hour. I could go take my Tylenol now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
When are you gonna put that chicken in the oven
Well,
and do the pie?
as soon as I.
Because Chris is not up yet.
Yeah, he's up.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, well, we're just sitting around jawing, so nobody's doing anything right now.
Yeah.
So you get dressed.
I gotta take my pill.
Hold on. I'm gonna make you some cottage cheese and fruit real quick.